Welcome to one of us, I'm your host, Joe Chap, and we are talking Detroit Lions football. Now, the rookies will report on Wednesday, and the veterans will soon follow after. So, we have some time to talk about the little things that could mean a lot. The Madden rankings came out. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson weighed in on his ranking. He wasn't happy with his ranking. Amon-Ra St. Brown was clinically underrated, like he usually is. And the only thing that I can think about is if you ever in your entire life have played sports, if you have ever been involved in any kind of sport, hockey, football, basketball, baseball, whatever, one of the things that can really challenge you to be the best player that you could be is by being challenged by critics. And it happens all over the place. And we see with Jameson Williams, with him in the media, we'll get to that later. But when you look at the whole dynamic of being a pro athlete, you have to deal with a lot. You have to go through a lot. And then to get to the highest levels, to be the best that you can be, you deal with a lot. Well, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was voted I think he was voted the eighth best safety by pro football personnel, like coaches, GMs, all that stuff. That means a lot more than Madden rankings. With Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's going to take this personally. I think both players will take it personally. Because if you ask me right now, like what player would get the most pissed off about his Madden ranking, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And if you were to tell me which player would you want to get pissed off, I'm not saying you don't want to get a player to get pissed off, but what player do you want to get pissed off about their Madden ranking? It's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Because the one thing about Amon-Ra St. Brown is this. He remembers everyone that was drafted ahead of him. He can name every player that was drafted ahead of him. Like he just thinks that way. And if you watch The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, if you watch Kobe Bryant, if you watch Tom Brady, we've all watched the greats. And the greats have one thing in common. They take shit personally. They take a lot of shit personally that really, like, it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but they take it and they manufacture it into like motivation. And if there was ever a player that I wanted to get gypped on Madden so bad, because obviously I'm going to play Madden, but if there is a player that I wanted to get gypped so bad, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, because I think he'll be, people say it's just a video game, but these players look at it. I mean, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he sent out a tweet with the laughing emojis about his men ranking the 18th best safety in football, which is funny because, we just had the ESPN rankings where they talk to coaches, pro personnel, all that stuff, general managers, and he ranked eighth. So, like, if there's ever, players do take this Madden stuff seriously, but if there's ever a player that you would want to get this to take seriously, it's St. Brown. Like, the guy just, he runs on a different level than everybody else. He knows, he has that it factor, and I don't know how to describe it, but when you have that it factor, you just have that it factor. It doesn't really freaking matter about anything. Like, they're out to prove you wrong no matter what. Now, we knew Amon-Ra St. Brown was pissed off that he didn't get drafted earlier, which we're glad for because we got him pretty late, and that was awesome because we got a good player out of the deal. But he's always out to go and prove himself, and I think this season he will do that just the same. And with Jameson Williams missing the first 6 games, this is the best case scenario because I think you lit a little bit of a fuse under St. Brown's ass, and I think he's going to be ready to play Week 1 against the Chiefs. I'm Joe Chap of Detroit Lions News. This is Between the Whistles Sports Detroit, and we will see you in the next video.